Tony Passon, member for Barker, thanks for speaking with us on Flow.
Pleasure.
And the federal budget's got some good news for the good burgers of the Barossa when it comes to the Truro overpass. Oh, no,
Ricky,
bypass, I should say.
Yeah.
No overpass yet.
Ricky, not just the burgers of the Barossa, but people living in Adelaide and all through the corridor of the Sturt Highway through to the Riverland. We know that the section through Truro has always been a dangerous bottleneck, and this significant decision to fund the Truro bypass at a overall cost of $202 million, of which the federal government will contribute $161 million, is a significant and important step towards better safety and more productivity of that road of strategic importance.
And I take it, if it may be premature to talk about which side of the town it'll go on, but I take it it'll be on the St Kitts side of town? I
expect it will be. The reality here is the State Department is responsible for designing the bypass and also responsible for the detailed consultation that will need to take place. It's important that your listeners understand that this isn't a project that will start tomorrow and finish next week. The project is expected to begin construction in late 2022, and be completed by 2026. This is a significant piece of nation-building infrastructure, and even just the consultation involved in it will be significant.
Yeah, well, and talking of significant, I imagine that kicking on from there through the hills to Accommodation Hill would be even more expensive given the undulation you're dealing with there.
Well, my preference, and I've always expressed this preference, is that this bypass effectively allows room for the township of Truro to grow comfortably, and also effectively operates as a bypass right around Truro but through to Accommodation Hill. Now, I'll be very engaged in the design process. Whilst I'm not a designer, I'll be advocating the best outcome, because quite frankly the best and safest way to do this is to do it once, to do it properly, and as you say, that's effectively to take it through to Accommodation Hill.
And speaking of doing things once and doing it properly, it was done some time ago, but the Greenock Road that goes over the top of the highway there, that's quite narrow, and the duplication pretty much stops there and narrows in there. Is there any planning or talk about replacing that bridge and making it wider to get us to Newry at a duplicated way?
Not that I'm across, Ricky, but I'm happy to take your feedback and those of other people living in the Barossa through to the state and federal ministers. Yeah,
well, there's been a terrible fatality there among one that I can think of recently, that because the road narrows there, it's all going to be part of continuing work, I think, to try and get us through to full duplication all the way to Truro.
Well, I think that we'd love, personally, I'd love to see duplication of both the Sturt highways all the way to the border and the Dukes highways all the way to the border as well, Ricky. I mean, these are the kind of nation-building blue sky projects that I'm hopeful to continue to advocate for, and perhaps not in my parliamentary time, but perhaps as I'm looking back at my career, we'll see those works completed.
Yeah, excellent. And I think you'll catch up with Jason Regan on Country Viewpoint after the budget to look at everything that's happening in Barker for your electorate.
Looking forward to it, Ricky, but the way things are going, everything will be released before the budget. But we'll see. We'll have a chat on Wednesday after the budget, but like I said, this is a massive road project for Barker. It's something I've campaigned for a very long time. When we looked to upgrade the Sturt Highway with $70 million of federal government funding, I indicated that the scoping works for the Truro bypass was the first priority, and I'm really pleased that those scoping works have now led to this significant announcement. And over time, as I said, over the preceding 4 to 5 years, we'll see the Truro bypass go from something that we all appreciated was necessary to something that we'll see on the ground and making the lives of commuters between Adelaide and the Riverland and through the Barossa safer and more productive.
Yep, thanks Tony for speaking with us. We look forward to that budget summary on Wednesday.
Thanks Ricky.